So now what we need to do is we really focus on the checkout process, okay? So how could we do the checkout? So the input here is, a member ID and then a sequence of the items that you intend to do the checkout, okay? So the first thing that you need to do is, based on the member ID, you find the member, okay? You find the member. The first thing is I find the member. That would be in the directory part. That's it. That's like what you are going, if it happened 15 years ago, it would be the librarian try to find the card that belongs to this member. Okay? And that's it. We find the card. And then now we need to really process this list of items that you intend to check out. So what I want to do is I would generate a receipt at this time. I generate a receipt with this member ID with these items. You don't have one? You have no problem. I'm going to create a constructor there. So it would be, let's do the other way. Let me just do, so we have the member ID and we have, then after that what we are going to do is we are going to generate a list of this checked out and then non-checked out, okay? So we are going to see checked out. And then we have non-checked out. Yesterday, the student from the other class asked me, what does this mean? What does this mean? This means the current object. Okay, that means the current object. Okay, it is always good for you to explicitly add this in front of a field so that you will not get confused about where is this member from. Okay, it is from this object. Okay. And let's go back. What's going on here? The received, I have oh. No, it should not be item, right? It should be integer. Because that's what we have from the, so it's my problem before. Okay? And we come back here. So we have the receipt. We generated the receipt. And now we are ready to go. We would process these items. We would process these items. So I'm going to use the same thing as before. I'm going to have an iterator. So I'm going to iterate through the all the items that you intend to check out. See, while you still have more to do. So while you have more to do, it's iter dot has next. Okay. You are going to check out one item at this time. Okay, so that's the process. You are going to check out one item for the specific member. Okay, what do you need to do? What's the logic? This is what I'm going to do. Number one, check if the item is available. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, so how could I do that? This is item is equal to the inventory dot locate with the ID that you have. It would be it dot next. Okay, so I found this item. I try to see whether or not it is available or not. Okay, I say if this item dot get available is greater than 0, what does that mean? It is available. Else, what does that mean? It means not available. If it is not available, what you are going to do is you are going to put this guy in on the receipt that this is not available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say receipt dot add non checkout with what? With this item's information. Okay? And you don't have it, don't worry about, we can implement that later. And if it is available, it does not mean if it is available, it does not mean that it will be checked out. What you are going to do? We will check the limit, right? So this is what we are going to do, is we are going to check the limit. That's the number 2 that we need to do, check the limit. Okay? How could we do the check the limit? Okay, based on the item type, right? So what we are going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the member do that. Okay, I'm going to put that as part of the member. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say member dot check limit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the based on the type, right? So it will be I will check whether or not that this guy has reached the limit or not. I'm going to implement this guy first. I will check the limit. So here it's pretty easy to handle. If the type dot equals B, okay, what are you going to do? Whether or not it reached 15 or not, right? You will say. So what we are going to do here, we are going to return a boolean. Okay? And I'm going to put a little bit comment here. I'm going to say return true if limit is not reached. Okay? So when it means check limit, if it is true, it is good to do. If it is not false, it is not good to do. Okay? And so if type is equal to B, what we are going to do, we are going to say if num of books is greater or equal than 15. It cannot be greater, but let's just do that, okay? What we are going to do is we are going to return a false, okay? And else if type dot equals C, we say if num of CDs is greater or equal than 5, we are going to return returns false, right? Is that clear? And similarly, we try to say if the type is equal to D, the number of DVDs is greater than 10, it would return a false. Otherwise, we are going to return a true, which means that this guy is good to do the checkout. Okay? So here we say if this member is good for checkout, there should be one. What? If member dot check limit. So this is the first one. The third one, what? Is undefined. Let me first put a little comments here. So this means that it is good for checkout. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to say good for checkout. And what does that mean? It means that we are going to do a receipt add checkout, and we are going to add that in. Okay. Yeah, in fact, there was nothing wrong. It's just Eclipse problem. Okay. And now it will be very, very easy for you to do the remaining. It will be just add, create the method for add the checkout. Is that easy to do? So what we are going to do is we are going to let checked out dot add new item info with an item. Okay, that's it. And you say, oh, this is not defined. Okay, let's define it. How could I define item info from item? It's extremely simple. This dot title is equal to item dot get title, and this dot ID is equal to item dot get ID. So essentially I just copy this information out. Okay? And now you come back here. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So this means that this guy is good for checkout, and if the check limit is false, what we are going to do is we are going to still do else non-checkout, right? Right? That would have the same effect. Do you agree? Okay, so I try to simplify the process so that we don't have to use too many if else. So which means if you cannot check out good, it would be added to the non-checkout items. Okay. And after you go through this process, what you are going to do is you are going to return the receipt. Okay?